In this first look video from InfluenceWP, we are checking out a SaaS platform called Tidio. So this is going to give you an entire customer service solution for your business. Before we poke around the website here a bit and look at the actual solution together, just a quick bit of housekeeping. First look videos cover products we have no prior experience with. They show vendors how new users experience their website and product for the very first time. These videos are unedited, high-level introductions that are not paid for, they're not sponsored, and they contain no affiliate links. If you would like videos like this created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and request your free lifetime partner membership. And we thank Tidio for being a partner of InfluenceWP. If you like what you see in this video, go over to our site, find the deals area, do a search for their solution, and grab an exclusive deal. Okay? All right, let's poke around the website here a bit, which is tidio.com. All right. Now, there is a lot to this solution. I am calling this a first look and saying I have no prior experience with it because that pretty much is true these days. However, years ago, I did look at this solution and it was much different back then. It was basically a chat widget, a really nice chat widget that went on your website, but they have evolved into something far, far greater than that. Too much to cover in a first look video. So I'm going to do my best to cover all of the features, talk about all the features. We're going to see what we can show off in this video without making the video go too long. Maybe we'll just look at the live chat aspect of it, but mention all of the features just so I can do this product justice and get out the proper word about this solution, right? Okay, but I'm not going to keep you here for an hour-long video. Okay, nobody wants that. So let's go ahead and poke around the website here. A beautiful website, as you can tell. There's just so much going on. Let's look up here in the header area. They've got something called Lyro. I think that's how you're going to pronounce that. Lyro AI agent. They claim to, you're going to reclaim up to 67% of your team's time, automatically answer common questions, and perform reoccurring tasks with AI. So we're seeing AI everywhere. So, not a surprise to see AI as part of a customer service help desk solution. All right. So that is their Lyro AI agent. And then under the product, we have the live chat, which is what I was familiar with years ago. I have no idea how it's evolved since then. So we will look at that. At a minimum, we'll look at that. Then there's that Lyro AI agent. There's the help desk component. There's flows. So with these, they say you can boost your lead gen and sales funnels with flows, no code automation paths that trigger crucial moments in customers' journey. And then under integrations, we've got platforms with Shopify and then a WordPress. So that's how partnering with Tidio came to be. Was there? I knew that they interfaced with, had integrations with WordPress. So here we are. So their platforms that they integrate with are Shopify, WordPress, and then with channels, there's WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, and then if we click all integrations here, I'm guessing we're going to see quite a bit of others. All right. Let's actually click on this link here to see all of the Tidio features, just to make sure I haven't missed anything. So we've got the AI agent, the Lyro AI agent, the live chat, ticketing system, the flows we talked about, communication channels, order management, analytics, customization, departments, support, apps, integration. Okay, so there is a ton going on. This is a complete customer service help desk solution. All right. Cool. All right, so diving down here into the footer, I want to look at the About page. I also want to look at, this is a SaaS platform, so change logs are sometimes, not always there. I mean, even in WordPress plugin land or whatever, you don't always have change logs there either, but I like to look for those and see if we can find those. There's a roadmap. Let's look at that real quick. Product updates. Maybe that's what they're calling their change log. Documentation. Let's go to Help Center. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay, so let's check out the About Us page. This is what I like to see, a little bit about the team, some faces faces with names, very good. So we got the leadership here, a little bit about their journey, some awards, easy to connect with them, really, really good. Looking at the roadmap, we see a healthy roadmap with items in progress and items planned. Down here, there we go. I see a link to a change log. Beautiful change log. Love to see it. What is newly released, what's fixed, all the features, all that stuff. And I love to see dates along with this. So this is really well done. Okay, so that's the change log. Cool. We saw that. This is the help center. It looks to be a very, very nice help center. Let's go, just pick one. We'll go install Tidio. We'll say install Tidio on WordPress. And by the way, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've never really known. So Tidio or Tidio, I'm not really sure. So hopefully I got it right the first time. Tidio. If someone can let me know if that's not right. Okay, so here's the documentation. Yeah, and screenshots with annotation looks to be great. Here's install Tidio on WooCommerce. Cool. So let's go test the search. Let's do a search for WooCommerce. Very nice. Very nice. All righty. This is great stuff. Great stuff. All right. I'll leave this up on my screen in case we need it to find something here, but let's get going. Let's check this out. We're going to go from beginning to end. We're going to go start for free. Let's put in my work email, which is, I got to be reminded of what it is here. Here we go. Okay, we're just going to create a free account. It looks like they have a Facebook login if you want to use that. I'm just going to put in some generic password. Hopefully they'll let me. Okay, let's just add some numbers here. There we go. Let's drop in the website. Let's actually don't put a website in. Let's see if they'll let us proceed without that. I agree to the terms. Let's get started. Okay, they want a website. Go sandbox.influencewp.com. Get started. Here we go. Okay, what's your name? Let's just run through this setup. Which department do you work in? Let's go business owner. Cool. Where did you learn about Tidio? Let's just go other. You heard about them through InfluenceWP.com. Next, primary business model. I'm just going to go, I provide services. Cool. What is your company's industry? Let's go web. All right. How many visitors do you attract each month? I don't know if this makes any difference whatsoever to your account or if this is just them trying to get like a little survey to find out who's using their product. I'm guessing it's the latter. Okay, what platform powers your website? We're going to go WordPress. And okay, so we're going to go, you can't choose more than one. So I'm just going to go WordPress. That's why we're all here, right? How many customer support agents do you have in your current setup? I'll say just me. The main goal for using Tidio is, and then you can choose here. I'm just going to say offer live support. Again, we can only choose one. How would you like to interact with your customers? I'm going to go website via live chat. Okay, let's go. Seven-day full feature trial. So we're going to get every feature for 7 days. Okay, that's cool. Let's go. There we go. Okay, so then we get a nice walkthrough here. Let's go install the chat widget on our site. Let's pretend this blue color matches our branding, but you obviously can choose what you want to use here. You can also do a pick your color and pick right from your website. Let's actually try that out. Let's go pick your color. Let's use, oh, I see. Yeah, I don't have that off the top of my head, but it would be cool to get this eyedropper working just as a bit of feedback. Get that eyedropper working so I could come down here and maybe select this button and use that color. That'd be a cool feature. Here we can set our avatar if we want. I actually want to use, let's go to our site. Let's just download one of these images. Okay, so we've got our little avatar in there. We've got our color. Let's just go black for now. There we go. And you see over here on the right-hand side how it's building your chat widget. So that's a super cool feature. We're going to go with English language to start. And then as they say here, you can always come back and make changes to your chat widget appearance later. This is looking familiar from the years ago when I used it. So this is familiar. All right, install your chat widget. We're going to use WordPress. We're going to go search for a plugin called Tidio. It might be Tidio. Now that I think about it, I have no idea. I don't know what the plugin. I don't know what the solution is actually how it's pronounced. Okay, plugins. Let's go. Add new. So we did do a search there for Tidio. We install a plugin as we would any other plugin on our WordPress website. Activate it. We've already got an account, so we're just going to choose to log in here. There we go. All right. We're going to select our product that we already added when we signed up. And let's go ahead and click Integrate Selected Project. There we go. And then we get a notice, Meet Lyro, the conversational AI chatbot for your website. WordPress users will be able to automatically solve now we're up to 70%. We went from 67% to 70% of customer problems with Lyro. Maybe that's something specific to WordPress, so the percentage is actually higher. Tidio's latest AI chatbot tried out with 50 free AI-driven conversations. So you get 50 of those out of the box. Let's go ahead and click that button, Get 50 Free. See what that gets us. Okay, so it looks like just to be some more information, we'll go ahead and close that down. Let's go back to our site. Well done. The chat widget is on your website. Finish the setup and check new messages from visitors. All right, let's go open the Tidio control panel. Okay, here we can connect a mailbox. We can go ahead and click Connect Mailbox. Choose your mailbox provider. We're not going to go through this in this video, but you can use Gmail, Microsoft Outlook, or use another provider. Okay. And here you have the option to create a new Tidio address. Let's go ahead and click that and see what happens there. Okay, so that's going to use their actual domain there. That's interesting. That's interesting. So maybe you set that up and then there's some forwarding you can set up. I'm not quite sure there. So maybe that's an easier way to get set up. And then once you get that set up, then you can set up forwarding or something like that. I'm not quite sure on that. Let's go back here. But then obviously you can connect your Gmail, Microsoft Outlook, or click other provider, drop that email address in there, and off you go. Okay, let's think here. Yeah, let's go connect mailbox. Let's go other provider. Let's just drop in an email address here. I'm gonna go just to see what it shows us. Yeah, here, that's what I thought. Email forwarding. So select the gear icon from the top right corner of your Outlook mail dashboard. Okay, cool. So then you're going to go in there and you're going to set up your forwarding rules and all of that. Okay, cool. So once you do that, verify the setup and you're good to go. So I'm going to skip the connect mailbox part. I do want to go back to, I like that onboarding. So I kind of want to go back to that to find out where that main screen was. Let's go back here. Complete onboarding. Here we go. So what I clicked on was this top dashboard icon. Now we're going to go complete onboarding. Here we go. So we did the chat widget. We could take a tour around the inbox. We're going to skip that. Invite your team members. We're going to skip that as well. But let's click on this button just to see what comes up. Here we go. Add an agent. And then you can give them the various permissions, whether it's admin, moderator, or just they are just able to use and respond to the chat agent behind the scenes. You can set up departments. Here we are seeing paid. You are using permissions and departments for free during the 7-day full trial. That looks like it's going to be a pro premium feature after the trial ends. Okay, we pretended that we connected our inbox. we come in here and connect our domain. We're going to click that button, but we're not going to actually go through with this other than just seeing what comes up here. Probably going to give us some DNS records that we need to put in. Tidio uses entry to easily configure your domain, secure and easy. Okay, let's continue with that. Yeah, cool. So they're going to give you some DNS records, just wherever it is that you manage your DNS. Go over there and plop that in. And here they give you some nice convenient instructions for forwarding these instructions to a colleague. So maybe you're not in charge of managing the DNS and you need somebody else to do that. You can just click this link and have them do that. Here we have a nice link to log into your domain provider to manage these settings. So I use Cloudflare. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we click this link. Yeah, cool. So it knows to go to Cloudflare. That's super cool. All right, so back to the onboarding. We will pretend we've added our domain. Review the welcome message. Okay, automatically greet new visitors who visit your website to enhance chat engagement. Okay, we are going to click that. So here's our proactive welcome message. Hi there. If you need any assistance, I'm always here. So we're going to just roll with that. Welcome new customers. Okay, so this is if you're offline. So the previous one was your online message. This is your offline message. All right, we're going to save that as is, and we are going to, let's check this advanced editing before we save here. Nope, we don't want to lose our changes. I'm going to go ahead and activate this. Okay, let's go back into that flow and edit it. Okay, so from here, we have like a nice drag and drop builder for our automation. What happens in this case when someone first visits our site? We've got which is our trigger. Okay, works on the Tidio widget. That's cool. So after that, we're going to come up with our chat status. Are we online or are we offline? If we're online, this is the message we're going to send right here. You can delay the action, ask a visitor for feedback. You can adjust the message as we saw. You can adjust where this works at. Does it work with the Tidio widget? Does it work with Facebook Messenger, Instagram, or WhatsApp? Super, super cool stuff. Okay, and then we have a button here to test it out. Let's click that. Refresh the page to restart the conversation flow. Okay. Okay, so it's down here in the bottom right. Hi there, if you need any assistance, I'm always here. This is great. Please introduce yourself. So I'm dropping my email address in here. They give you a nice option to sign up for a newsletter. So I'm going to click send. And then now's when you, as the website owner or team member or whatever, would come in and start communicating. You also have the options, if I remember, you can turn off notifications in this chat widget. You can also add attachments. They have emojis, things of that nature. Cool, cool. All right, so that's the chat. Let's go back over to our website. We went through all of this. You can make Tidio part of your workflow, whether it's connecting Instagram, connecting Facebook, connecting WhatsApp, install the mobile app, or install the desktop app. That way you're like always connected to what's going on with Tidio, the things that are going on in Tidio. Okay, so that was the main dashboard area. You've got some stats here, some interactions, overall interactions. You've got the Lyro AI agent stuff, if I can only talk. And then you've got a leads acquired tab. Down at the bottom here, we've got a news feed that's coming from the Tidio team. So that's cool. Over here on the far right, we see our project status. We have a chat widget is configured. We need to finish our mailbox, which we're not going to do in this video. We need to finish our domains, which we're not going to do. Add to the other channels we talked about, which we're not going to do. Here we have our current usage. So depending on which plan you're on, it's important to pay attention to your usage and see what's what there. Up in the top right, we see that's also important. How many days are left in our trial? Usage and plan. Okay, so it's more of the same there. We've got some notifications. Okay, let's go over to our inbox icon. Manage live conversations, support tickets, and social media message all in one place. All right, we're going to skip the tour. But here you go. You've got your live conversations, your tickets, your mentions, your views on various platforms. And we have some agents down here. So coming in here, we've got some unassigned conversations. I'm assuming we can come over here and yeah, we've got all kinds of options here. We can assign these. So if we went through earlier and added an extra agent, we could assign these. So maybe there's someone on your team that does nothing. You've got a big team and somebody's sole role is to assign tickets or conversations to people. Maybe that's a thing, or maybe you have a way to do that automatic. But looking at this conversation over here on the right, you get valuable customer data, their email address, where they're coming from, what's their subscription status, whether they're subscribed or unsubscribed or whatever to your platform, your various. I don't really even know what this is. Unsubscribed. They're not subscribed to something. We're not talking about a newsletter yet, but let's see here what it says. Set as subscribed. You can send a campaign and auto export. Okay, so you can actually do email campaigns. Very, very cool. So it is kind of like a newsletter. I stand corrected. Which browser they're using, which IP address. You can add tags, add custom contact properties here. Wow, super cool. Okay, last viewed page. It shows here that they are live, which page they are on literally right now. You can see their history. There's a satisfaction survey. So if this particular visitor has given you a great rating or a bad rating with some feedback, you definitely want to check that out. You can see the conversation flow that has happened. You can come down here and you can jump right into the conversation. You can add internal notes like this user's is a pain in the butt. This customer's a pain in the butt. You can put that in there just so your team only can see it. Very, very cool. Okay. So you can see the unassigned, open, solved, and so on and so forth. All right, let's go over here to the Lyro AI agent. We're not going to go through this in this video, but just know this is in here. So I imagine you click this Set Up Lyro AI button. It's going to run through an onboarding wizard and help you do these AI chat for support. The only thing I will say here is there's nothing wrong with AI chat. You just have to be really, in my opinion, you have to be really sure that it's easy for somebody to get to a human being. That's all I ask if you are setting this up. But I see no problem with setting this up in general. Just make it easy for a human being to be reached. All right, next up, we've clicked into this other icon, which is flows. Okay, so so we briefly looked at this here, what happens on a first visit. We tested it out, but we haven't actually activated it. So this button up here in the top right could do that, but you can click on the triggers. You see all of these available triggers available. There's lots of them. So we set up a first visit to the site. What happens when someone visitor returns to the site or visitor scrolls the page a certain percentage, for example, or what happens when a visitor clicks on the chat icon? Conditions. Are they returning? What day is it? Are they using a mobile device? What operating system are they coming from? Under actions, you can send them a chat message when they trigger something and a condition is met. You can add a tag, remove a tag, send an event to Google Analytics, send a form. Even there's some Shopify stuff in here if you get into that. Wow, there's just so much. Let's go. We have the ability to import flows. So from one account to another, we can create from scratch. I'm going to check out this add from templates, see what templates are available. We have tons and tons of templates. Maybe we want to do an upsell. Let's click on that. We want to do a product recommendation. Sell more by recommending hot deals and cross-sell offers. Okay, let's click on learn more. Okay, right from here, we can test it out or we can just go ahead and use it. They give us some nice categories here. This falls into the pre-sale and smart pop-ups categories. And they tell you that it works with the Tidio widget. A nice rundown of the key features. Over here on the right, we have a nice little preview. Super, super cool. So let's click on use template. Beautiful. I mean, this is just could not be easier to use. Well done. Well done, Tidio. Well done. All right. I think you understand if you've ever used automation software, and this is you see how easy this is to use. I think we're good here. Let's go ahead and move over to customers. So I am live on this site. So that is showing here with this green active indicator. How long ago I entered the website, 8 minutes ago, where I'm coming from, the browser, last visited page. Now, having used other chat platforms before, this is a really cool feature. So you can see where they're at right now, live. Let's say that you happen to notice that they hit this page and you just want to start a conversation with them, maybe to see if they have any questions. You can come right over here and click start chat. And they're going to be like, they might be a little weirded out, like how did they know that? But they might also see it as being super helpful. Like you jump in there and you just, do you have any questions? Can I help you place an order? Whatever the case may be. That is just a really, really cool feature. As long as you're not creepy about it, I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the customers. You can sort them by country. It looks like by new and returning. Let's click into that again one more time. So once we're in there, okay, we already saw all of this information. So here we have our segments. So we have all of our contacts. We can add filters. We can import contacts from a file. We can customize what gets shown in these columns, which channels the users, the contacts are coming from, where they are recently active. This is super, super powerful stuff. Here's all of our subscribers. So lots of various filters. Email consent is subscribed is like the current filter. Email has any value. You can add filters, all kinds of filters here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right. Analytics, self-explanatory. We saw this at the root of the dashboard. Interactions, Lyro AI agent, and leads acquired. Okay, let's go check out the front end of our site. Let's see here. Here we go. So down here in the bottom right, we see that chat widget. And we can start talking. So we see that again, we see that sign up for newsletter. So that has to be somewhere. I don't know if that's actually in. So here we are back in the back end here. We've got the messages. Here we go. So that's the conversations going. I'm going to find that chat widget. Where is the chat widget where you can customize that? Okay, here we go. So let's go. Let's recap. So I went back to the main dashboard icon. I then clicked on, and there may be probably multiple ways to get to this. I then clicked on this chat widget. Even though it's set up, we can customize it further. So I clicked on that. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So here we can adjust the appearance even more. Background colors, action colors, all kinds of different preloaded content. So they call them conversation starters here. Adjust your message, adjust your header, adjust your online or offline status, visibility and position. Where do you want it to appear on the desktop? Where do you want it to appear on mobile? What do you want the button type to look like? Is it a corner? Is it a sidebar? If it's a sidebar, you can adjust the styling of that as well. Super, super cool stuff. Yeah, let's see, under chat, what did that change? Okay, so just some more settings under chat specific to chat. you could show a privacy policy, let visitors create tickets offline if you want that. So if they see that you're offline, give them the ability to submit a ticket so you can answer that later. Pre-chat surveys. This is, you can ask questions ahead of time. You saw earlier where it asked me to put the email address in. You can actually turn that off if you want. So here, ask your visitors for newsletter permission. We can turn that on or off as well. I'm not really sure where the newsletters comes into play. That might be an integration. I'm not quite sure. But coming on down here, again, they help you with the installation. We already took care of that. You can set up a full chat page. So let's go ahead and open that. Looks like it won't let us to as part of our trial here. Okay, so it won't let us do that. Okay, we'll move on. But the chat page is just a full page just dedicated to chat. It's kind of like a chat landing page, if you will. Let's go to translations. If you want to translate it into different languages, you have the option to do that here. Email, so you can set up the mailbox, the sender address, the domains, blocked email addresses, things of that nature. Connect to Facebook, connect to Instagram, connect to WhatsApp. Here you have your account information. Here you can get granular with how you want to be notified. You can do email notification forwarding. You can set your operating hours. So this would also flow down to your widget as well. So maybe you only want responses, interactions with chat, for example, during your open hours. And then when you're offline, you could set up that support ticket response. Here are the canned responses. So I'm able to speak to this because I've used live chat before. So if you're wondering if like it doesn't seem like this is the first time you've seen this, this is very similar to other solutions. But you come in here, like you can set up like BRB, hashtag BRB. So when you type hashtag BRB, it's going to just say whatever it is that you assign to those three letters. So it could just be, it could be like be right back and spell out the full words, or it can be something bigger or more complex. But that's the canned responses. As you see here, BRB in this case is going to initiate this right here. Let me check that for you real quick. I'll be back in a moment. And of course, you can customize that. Okay, workflows. We looked at this. I think this is the same as flows. Let's go ahead and add from a template. Maybe this is different. Let's go assign conversations automatically. Yeah, looks to be slightly different. So let's go back. Workflows. Okay. So they have a couple of them right here. Let's just look at these. Assign conversations automatically route conversation. Okay. Yeah, this is different. Automatically route conversations to agents based on the predefined rules such as workload or availability. So maybe you want to set up like a round robin. You've got 5 team members, and if like there's one that's just sitting idle, let's route it to them. That you can kind of do that. So let's just hypothetically say we wanted to do that one. Click that. They kind of give you some key features and show you what it's going to look like. Let's use that template. Yeah, here we go. Load balancing. Oh, sorry. Round robin is what I mentioned. So you could do round robin where you've got like 5 people sitting there, and you kind of want to distribute your workload. And so it's fair to all of your employees. Like, okay, we're going to give Tom this one. We're going to give Jan the next one. We're going to give Steve the next one. We're going to give Ryan the next one, so on and so forth. That would be round robin. And then load balancing. That could be so you don't overwhelm your agents. So like I said, if one agent is sitting there not doing anything, this could route that to them. Or if 4 of your agents are already helping 2 customers each, and that 5th agent is only helping 1, then this could help balance the load, hence the name load balancing. And here you can even set a maximum conversation limit per agent. All right, so that's workflows. Let's go to team. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You can set up your team with your various agents on your team. You could have different departments. Maybe you have sales, maybe you have support, maybe you have marketing, and then here you have the different roles underneath all of those. Next up is service level agreements. So we can add policies here and then link those to our chat widget, for example, or maybe our support system. So we could come in here and we could do terms. We can, just for fun, I'm going to call this chat terms. Apply to sources. We're going to do tickets created from the widget. First reply, let's put something in here. Next reply. Currently, SLA is calculated based on calendar hours, not including the hours of operation of a business. Okay, so we can just add that policy and then include that where we need to include it. Customer satisfaction. So this would be that survey at the end. So you've completed whether they've gone through the entire chat using that Lyro AI and they never talked to a live agent. You can hit them with a conversation survey. Maybe they started with AI, then started with a real human being. Hit them with a survey. Maybe they just went straight to the human side of things. Hit them with a survey. So that's what this would be for. So we've got the live conversations, and then we also have an option for tickets. Download apps. So it's available for iOS, Android. Download desktop apps, Windows, Mac, and Linux. Here's all of your tags. So when you're going through and you're working through support, it's very important to tag certain aspects. So you could say, a lot of times when you work with clients, there can be red flags. Let's say red flag, just for lack of a better term, we'll call it red flag. So now when you're working with a certain customer, whether it's in chat or a support ticket, you've got that tag available to you to assign to the contact to let your team know this person is trouble. They are a red flag. They are potentially going to make your day a little harder, right? Over here, we have contact properties. Let's go ahead and create that. Let's call this test. You can give it an internal name if you want, and then the various property types. So that's going to allow you, when you create those contacts, to fill in more data about those contacts. Let's go to tracking. So we can track Shopify events. We can track when users are registered. So I'm thinking it's just if it's got that little Shopify icon there, that's the only one that applies to Shopify. These others would be WordPress and whatever else. User registered, contact page visited, unliked on Facebook, user logged in, filled in an email form, liked on Facebook, user forgot password, and so on and so forth. And then here is the event logged based on what you configured to be tracked. Okay, let's go down here to developer. So you've got project data, so public key, private key. Okay, some SDK stuff, we're not going to mess with that. Some open AI stuff. I'm guessing if you want to bring your own key over, you could do that. Looks like you can actually generate a key from here. That is part of the plus plan. And then we have webhooks. These are pieces of code to connect to other systems. So yeah, again, you could come in here and you could hook up to whatever other piece of software you want to hook up to and do certain things. So those applications talk to each other. And then down here, we've got billing and project preferences, time zones, things of that nature. All right, let's see what these last icons are down here, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So this is, okay, so down here in the bottom left is kind of like a quick link to the onboarding wizard. And then we have our integrations, tons and tons of integrations. I think I saw, yeah, WooCommerce is one. Cool. So you can bring that into your account as well. Yeah, okay, then this bottom left, okay, settings. So that gets us all the way back here. Okay, guys, that is it. I think you see how powerful this is. There's a lot to it. I can't find their main website. So not a huge deal. Not a huge deal. I wanted to go back to the main website. There we go. I think it's going. No, I'm logged in, so it's not going to go. Anyway, I think you guys get the idea. Super cool solution. Super powerful. There is so much. I hope I did this some justice, but you can see it's easy to use, extremely powerful. Thanks again, Tidio, for being a partner. And I apologize if I'm not saying that right. I probably should have asked before. But yeah, if you like what you see in this video, go over to influencewp.com/deals. Look for the exclusive deal for this solution and save some money. All right. See you guys in the next video.